vivo.
Welcome to Gidalyfe Astrology with TMZ. I thought I'd come back cute. Yeah, with the red hair representing Mars, because Aries is ruled by Mars. We're going to talk a lot about Mars today. We're going to talk about the full moon in Libra. I've got some little cue cards behind me that I started. I haven't quite finished yet, but I'm going to work with them today. Work with what I got. We are playing Shake It On by Miss Mariah Carey, who was in Aries, because we are still in Aries season. It is the full moon in Libra, which is the opposition sign of Aries. Whew. Shout out to all my Aries associates. My brother will be 40 this year, actually, in 2 Sundays, I believe, April the 9th. Shout out to him, Jabri. And Aries moons. My Taurus oldest daughter is an Aries moon. Her brother, my son, is a Libra moon, so we are celebrating his moon today. And her moon in 2 weeks, the Aries new moon. A lot of Aries energy, a lot of fire. Glad to have the fire back. I'm definitely boiling water myself as a Scorpio sun, Libra rising, Capricorn moon. I'm feeling my red wig I haven't worn in a while. I always like to wear red lipstick, and I like these big square earrings. I'm representing because we're going to talk about some squares. We're going to talk about some transitions going on this week. Yes. Some things we might have to shake off. Some things we'll just have to get adjusted with, accept, especially with the Scorpio moon next. And the Scorpio full moon next month in Taurus season, child. We're going to have a lot of things we're going to have to just shake off. Even me, my Capricorn emotionless moon. We're going to talk a lot about moon's transits today because this is a moon episode. This is the full moon in Libra. As I said, my son was born in a new moon in Libra back in 2006. And he was born, of course, in Libra season. He's a Libra. Why am I drawing a blank? He has a Libra stellium. Libra sun, Libra moon, Libra and Mercury in Libra, and Venus in Libra. And I have a Libra stellium myself. Libra ascendant, Pluto in Libra, and Libra in the North Node. Talk about having a balance. Ooh, child. And we're going to talk about the North Node in Gemini today. Mars is in Gemini. We're going to talk about conjunctions. Conjunctions means those planets that you see over my shoulder. Those are the planets that are close enough to each other to create blended energy. Conjunctions. And the other aspect we're going to talk about is the squares going on. A few trines, a few sextiles. But definitely let's get into this full moon piece. All right, y'all. We are right on full moon day. It is March the 28th. We are a week into Aries season. The new moon moved into Libra. Well, it moved into Libra at 1 o'clock. I was actually doing my moon rituals, getting my moon water together, lighting my candles, speaking what I wanted to release. Sometimes I write what I want to release, so I did a little bit of that. And just putting my intentions, speaking my intentions over the water and then putting it in the moonlight. I will put a few clips of that here. Now, the moon is at 8 degrees Libra. So if you can see down here, I have the moon. It would be in the first decan of Libra, if you can see the upside down number, 25, 26, 27. Remember, decans are the actual degrees of each sign. So each sign is in 30 degrees, starting from 0 to 29. So this would be 0 to 10, 11 to 19, and 20 to 29. Or 0 to 9 and 10 to 19. That's what I meant to say. All right, so anyway, the moon is opposing the sun. This is the 8th day of Aries, so it is in the 8th degree. I do want to do a future episode on deacons so you can understand the degrees more and how they definitely, each sign again has 3 deacons, and each deacon represents the elements of the sign. For example, the moon is in 8 degrees of Libra, so it is in the beginning stages of Libra. The second deacon is the next air sign, which would be Aquarius, and then the third deacon for Libra would be Gemini. Anyway, deacons will be on an episode coming soon. Also very important this week, with the full moon. The moon deals with how we respond and how we react. So Libras deal with wanting harmony, peace, and balance. So how are we as the collective responding and reacting to the ultimate goal of harmony and peace? On top of this, we have several planets, not all of them are up here, but several planets in Aries, okay? The sun, of course, is in Aries, like I said, at 8 degrees, opposing the moon at 8 degrees in Libra. Oppose means the opposition sign. Next, we have Venus in Aries. Venus in Aries, she's more independent. Venus is the feminine planet. She's more taking the leadership role because Aries is the first sign of the zodiac sign. She's not very comfortable, I would say. She definitely has some selfish energy going in right now, but it's kind of, all this energy is going over the collective. So how are you being independent? How are you stepping into your divine feminine energy, male or female? This is also a new relationship with yourself because Venus is in the new year, coming into the new year with the sun. They both came into the new zodiac year right at the beginning. Of course, Aries sun moves in, but Venus followed it. So it was conjunct last week. It's still conjunct to a point because conjunct is 8 degrees separate. So this is like the last day of it being conjunct at 8 degrees. Actually, they'll travel together, but then the sun will move faster. So long story short, there's also Chiron. I don't have Chiron up here. Like I said, I'm not finished with this here, and we will definitely start working with that more. But Chiron is the great wounded healer. It's been in Aries for a few years now. It will stay there until 2024, I believe, or 25. And this all together is generally creating your new self. You learning to love yourself. The last time that Venus was conjunct with Chiron, or Chiron back in 2020 was not conjunct, but was in the same degree, in the 8 degree range, and conjunct now because it's in the same degrees as the sun and Venus now. But Chiron has been there since 2020. It will be there again. I'm looking at the dates. It's been there. It was in there in 2020 in May and June, also in August and September, now again in March, and then at the end of this year, November and December, and in January 2022. So Chiron retrogrades. So it stays in these lower, the lower deacon, the first deacon. So this is root level energy. This is early childhood. This is remember that Chiron has been in this first deacon for so long that it's the things that you are healing from since you were a child. Root base. Get to the root of the issue. Now, the sun is exalted in Aries. Aries is ruled by Mars, and the sun is ruled by Leo, but Leo, the fellow fire sign of Aries, that means Aries, another fellow fire sign, is exalted in the sun. So this gives extra illumination to all the planets that are in Aries, including Chiron that's not up here, and support for the healing, support for the change of value, support for the independence in Venus, support for the healing in Chiron. Now, back to the full Libra moon in opposition with all this. This is like seeing both sides, seeing the aggressive, you're comparing these planets with the moon that is opposing these planets, okay? So this is new energy. This is what is beginning. This is where you're going with whatever your path is. What needs to come in balance, because Libra represents the scales. What needs to be decided, because in balancing the scales, you need to come up with some kind of decision on your new path. The full moon will reflect the energy of this exalted sun in Aries. And this could definitely bring the polarity of self-assertion in Aries and compromise in Libra over the collective, just in these few days. So take this energy, as all energies, seriously. Get those old wounds healed with Chiron. Love on yourself more. Build your relationship with yourself more, because Aries is the ego. The sun is the ego. And not only that, all the other planets that are coming in, tying into this energy, trines and conjunctions. Speaking of trines, there is the great trine that is done now, but the full moon with Saturn and Mars in Gemini. So this is the air and fire, the compatible energy. I'm sorry, the elemental energy. Trines is elemental, so those are all the air signs. Libra is the second deacon air sign. Gemini is the first. So those are the planets Mars and the North Node in Gemini. And then we have I lost my train of thought. The planets that are in Aquarius. Aquarius is the final air sign. So I only have one up here. That was the other conjunction that's been going on since last December, the conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn. So thinking back, just the last time Aries was exalted in the sun, we exalted into the new year, the new zodiac year 2020. We went into the quarantine. Wasn't the best energy, wasn't the best feeling. It was big squares last year too during this time, so now it's not so many squares, but squares brings conflict, and there was definitely a lot of squares in 2020, which brought a lot of conflict that year, and it started off that way. But this is us going into what's going to happen now, okay? Yes, we have been taught that the calendar year begins in January, but as you can see, the most changes happen in the spring. So, support from the Gemini placements, planets, especially Mars in Gemini conjunct the North Node. They are both at, I don't have the degrees down. I believe it's like in the middle decan, like 14 degrees. And I will double check that in a second. But the full moon is heavily illuminating this energy as well, because this is the air energy. So the North Node in Gemini could bring up the node being your destiny. It could bring up what you're on the right path. And however, the motivation and power from Mars and energy, because Mars is the aggression and the action planet, Gemini being the information, the communication, it could come out really aggressively, and it could be a little messy. But nonetheless, these are moving us towards the new. All the air signs have to do with communication, have to do with humanity, have to do with moving us in a lighter energy forward. So the planets in Aquarius, Saturn and Gemini, Saturn especially, will trine the North Node as well. So thank God for Saturn being in Aquarius, actually, because it's the lighter energy, and Saturn is the responsibility, the world, the government, the structural, the grandfather planet. And this is like giving the mentorship to the collective moving towards the North Node. It's like when it trines, it's that fast flowing energy that is it's creative, it's compatible, and it's quick happening. So it's like, send us a message from the world, the father. Send us the message from the grandfather saying, okay, this is the right path, this is how you got to do it, and this is the best way to get through responsibly. Okay, so I just looked. Mars is in 14 degrees and the North Node is in 12. The North Node being in 12, this is March. I believe the North Node moves into Taurus, January 2022. It's in retrograde, so it's going backwards. So it's getting ready to come out of that middle decan and go into the younger decan. The first decan, I call it the younger decan because it's like the infancy of life. That's going to be a big topic when it changes its decan. And I believe that'll be in 2 months because the nodes change like once a month. I mean, the degree of the node changes month to month. So it's in the 12th degree now. It'll be in the 11th degree in April. By June, by the summertime coming in, we'll get ready for that episode about the North Node moving into its final first decan because they retrograde as they go around. All right. Mars conjunct the North Node Mars will be in Gemini until April 23rd. It just came into Gemini 2 weeks ago, I believe. And the North Node, like I said, will be in Gemini until 2022, January. So here you're going to look at where Gemini is on your chart, as well as which house it's in. Gemini is only placement I have in Gemini on my chart is Lilith. Lilith is the repressed, the shadow work that we need to do with ourselves. So me, I've been embracing Lilith since I learned about her last year, and Lilith is my savior. You know, I definitely have always had a vicious mouth, but now I know how to responsibly get my point across firmly. That is what I mean about Aquarius being in Saturn, thank goodness, because it's giving us the mental note that, okay, check yourself, you're in the right path, but check yourself on how you're getting there. So, as Mars is in Gemini, kind of activating my Lilith in Gemini, I feel like an Energizer Bunny giving out information. You know, Gemini is that information, that talk piece. They love to talk. I love to talk to my fellow Geminis as well. Then my Gemini is in the 9th house, which is the opposition sign of the opposition house. So Gemini house is 3rd house. Sagittarius, the opposition sign of Gemini, is the 9th house. So my Gemini placement is in my 9th house, which is me being super communicative about my beliefs, how I want to be free. That is like my main thing. Not only that, my Mercury is in Sagittarius too, and Mercury rules Gemini. I got that Gemini Sag a lot all over my chart, but by being in the 9th house, and you can find yours or I can assist you at any time, please let me know. But speaking on mine is in the 9th house. I have, you know, an intense way of bringing over my knowledge, beliefs to people, total philosopher here. And the Mars energy and Mars and Gemini energy is like forcing it. My nails are terrible, y'all. Forcing it to come out even more, but to be responsible so that we can all elevate ourselves via information. And I'm so excited about talking about this first decan when we get there. So I'm gonna save that for then. But with the incoming Mercury squaring Mars soon, and we'll talk about that when that's time. And Mercury rules Gemini, like I said, and Mercury is still in Pisces, but it will be moving into Aries at the end of this coming week. You just need to watch what you say with Mercury in Pisces and when it squares this Mars in Aries, because Mars in Gemini, because again, it's still aggressive. Okay, and then when the flowing creative kind of energy with Pisces, it's just something you just want to watch what you say, okay, or believe even. Again, the Mars and Gemini energy really needs to be focused on, careful with what you focus on, Again, the downside of Mars is it being too aggressive, too intense, passionate, but over the top sometimes. And Gemini, the downside or the lower vibing is busy. This could also create a lot of accidents and miscommunication and arguments. And even fraudulent information. And I know if you all are from social media people like me, there's a heck of a lot of information coming in, and it's not all believable. Most of it's distractions, especially about celebrities lately. And it's like, what are we being distracted about this week? Last week it was about the Satan shoes, and this week, what is it going to be? So expect that for like the next month with Mars and Gemini. The information coming in being really fast, because again, Gemini is a very fast, especially in Mars, the aggressive planet. It's moving it really fast. The information is coming out really fast. So it's not always going to be accurate. It's not always going to be something you want to communicate about. Now, the North Node in Gemini, again, is adjusting this to collective, and change is good. This is like the breakthrough, the right path. But again, being a mutable sign, Gemini is going to give you that change that you need, and that it will show you eventually, especially when we move into this first decan, that change is good. Okay. So to close out, I'm just going to give you all a quick weekly transit forecast. So Monday, we have moon trining, and a lot of this is about the moon. Of course, we're in the full moon light still. The full moon will be trining, the full moon in Libra will be trining Jupiter in Aquarius before moving into Scorpio later tomorrow evening, because it is Sunday right now. So you will be feeling philosophical. That didn't sound very philosophical, did it? Or intelligent. And Libra, will be balancing out your beliefs, or what you want to believe, or what you want to spend your emotion and react to. Remember, the moon has to do with your reactions. It'll be a good time being trining with Jupiter to expand what you react to in a more positive way, or maybe even a freeing way. Jupiter's in Aquarius, so it could, be a new elevated way, a unique way. All right, also on Monday, Mercury conjuncts Neptune. Mercury, again, is still in Pisces, and it will be conjunct the blended energy of Neptune and Pisces. So this is creative, imaginative, both being in Pisces. This may be a little tough to understand. Mercury being communicative and Neptune being illusional sometimes. But flowing energy for the most part, especially with artists who are musicians, into drawing, into writing, like myself. All right, Tuesday, the moon moves into Scorpio. And me being a sun Scorpio and moon in Capricorn, I always feel the Scorpio moon, so get ready. Scorpios are sensitive, yet passionate, secretive. So any attempts on reacting to many things might create some sensitive emotions. The moon will trine Saturn, the planet of responsibility, as we spoke on. And this is going to be like, you're going to be accepting, you're going to have patience, you're going to kind of brush it off your shoulders. This has been a good time to play Mariah's other song. This is fixed energy with Saturn in Aquarius and the moon in Scorpio. Those are both fixed signs. So it'll also be conjuncting Chiron, okay? This is be right before it moves into Scorpio. So the moon's still in Libra at this last few degrees. It'll be conjuncting Chiron because it'll be in that 8th degree, and Chiron is in the first decan, still at the 8th degree. So when it goes right into Scorpio around that time, it's like you're going to be accepting how it is. This is like, so it be, so it will be. And I'm going to deal with it even though I'm totally emotional over it. Then Venus will sextile Saturn. This is Venus talking about your love and finances, what you value, and how you're going to responsibly do those things, how you're going to be responsible about how you love yourself and others, responsible about your finances and what you value. I think I'm going to play that again. That was kind of short, and I'm going to wrap this up as quick as possible. We already are at Wednesday. The moon in Scorpio and its final decan in Scorpio will trine Mercury in Pisces as it's about to move into Aries as well. And these are opportunities for you to be on the same page. Energy, Scorpio and Pisces, you know, are two water signs. This is like a mutual feeling because the moon, again, has to do with how you react. And the information you're getting from Mercury and Pisces might not be a good reaction, but it might be a mutual understanding. So this is like a good breakup with everybody saying, okay, we're going to be cool. It's better off we separate and go on about your day. But before the moon trines Mercury, the moon will trine Jupiter in Aquarius. So this is weird energy again because those are those two fixed signs. And this is like saying, okay, this is not the best trine, because trines are not always good. It depends on the signs and if those signs are compatible. So it's like saying, I appreciate the positive energy, but I'm not going to react to this. I'm going to go ahead and just move through this transition. And it's quick because Thursday morning early, we're in the moon in Sag. So that is conjuncting the North Node again, Sagittarius. And the North, I'm sorry, not the North Node, the South Node. So they're conjuncting each other. The South Node is the opposition sign of Gemini, so it's going to be conjuncting the South Node in Sagittarius, the moon in Sagittarius. So this is sad energy, actually. This is not also a good, because conjunctions can be either or. So this is like you're avoiding your emotions in the moon in Sag, but it's not heavy like the emotions that you were going through in Scorpio. It's not emotionless like the moon being in Capricorn by Saturday, but this is like an adventure in the South Node where you've already been and now where you're going to go. You know, this is that changing energy again, that adapting energy. So the South Node also means you have already been through this, your experiences. So you're adapting to move on, and you're saying goodbye to those old experiences because you're moving towards your destiny, the North Node, okay? And Sagittarius, they stay positive, but they definitely know how to avoid things. So this conjunction is a little passive, I would say. It's more like, okay, I've already done this. I know how to move through this. I really don't want to because it's something I'm used to, but I'm going to go ahead and see what's next. Now, the other moon transits, because the moon is doing a lot. The moon is trining Venus on Thursday. Then it's trining Saturn again. Venus and Saturn. Venus is in Aries. Saturn's in Aquarius. These are all compatible signs with the moon being in Sag. So this is good energy. Moon opposing Mars. Late night into Friday, the moon will sextile Jupiter, and then the moon will square Mercury. So this is not what is expected on the plan when the moon gets on Friday, when it squares Mercury, because again, the moon will be in Sagittarius and Mercury will be still in Pisces, like right at the last minute. And so it's not something we're going to expect on Friday, but we will see. I will be back by Friday to discuss the weekend and to see how your full moon went. Thank you for tuning in to Addicted to Astrology with TMZ. I'm teaching everyone abundantly, empowering many, Zakia, enlightening every day. Please check out my TikTok, TMZ, TEAEMZEE, just like it is here on YouTube. And you can check me out on Instagram too, formerly Z of 360.